So, but what do you think of Nnamdi Kanu and the movement IPOB?
Nnamdi Kanu is different from Peter in the sense that his own was driven by a mission. And the mission is he wants to liberate his people. There's an intersect between the emergence of Peter Obi and the next phase of the Biafra struggle.
I'm always very careful when it comes to Biafra and IPOB. For me, it became something that, in my opinion, most Igbos have come to regret. It's Monday, sit at home.
Yeah.
I couldn't leave my house on Monday. Most Igbos still want Biafra. We have to always distinguish those two, because most people conflate the both, IPOB and Biafra. They don't mean the same things, no. They are two different things entirely. Yeah. Talk to me about Nnamdi Kanu, because there are some correlations you can see between Nnamdi Kanu and Peter Obi, and where I'm coming from is this, right? When Nnamdi Kanu began what he began, I don't think he saw how the movements will transform, right? It's like a multi-headed hydra.
Yeah.
That's what in my opinion, that's what it became. The same thing, you're seeing the same things with Peter Obi, right? When you start these movements, obviously you have no control over it. It kind of takes off and you lose control over it, right? So, but what do you think of Nnamdi Kanu and the movement IPOB that he's begun?
You know, Nnamdi Kanu is different from Peter in the sense that his own was driven by a mission. And the mission is he wants to liberate his people. Yeah? And the liberation of his people doesn't depend on the prescription of the oppressor.
Yeah.
He had already figured out, I think, from the beginning. If he didn't figure it out at the early stages, he found out very quickly that he's up against a very powerful, or a range of powerful forces who would not allow the realization of his mission. So, and he's sticking by it. He's not calling a cow my big brother because he wants to eat pomo. No, so because I met him.
Yeah.
Yes. But he also, I think he philosophically understood that a social movement had emerged. It might be that it was not structured the way it grew faster than a structure could catch up with.
Exactly.
That might be.
Yeah.
But he wasn't an accident, and he's not a mistake of history. And if you look at the trajectory of the tribulations he's facing now, and the calm and mature way he's handling it, you know that he prepared himself likely for the outcome. So that's how social movements evolve. And then they get past their founders.
Yeah.
Yes. Those who are Christians still believe it today. You know, the disciples of Christ did not even survive past just a little beyond Christ himself. Some of them were thrown into boiling hot palm oil. You know, some were skinned alive. But the idea of what he stood for has survived over this.
No, I agree, of course.
So it's going to be the same with Kanu. And it might be that there's an intersect between the emergence of Peter Obi and the next phase of the Biafran struggle. Yeah. That maybe this is how eyes needs to be cleared, you know, about a lot of fallacies. And when it's done, the next stage is going to be easy. I don't know, but...
Yeah, because for me, I think I'm always very careful when it comes to Biafra and IPOB. I'm always very careful to distinguish between the both.
Yes.
For me, IPOB, became something that, in my opinion, most Igbos have come to regret.
Yeah.
I was an umbrella, like I said, for a couple of days. Monday, sit at home.
Yeah.
I couldn't leave my house on Monday.
Yeah. So, but
you come to the issue of Biafra, and I think most Igbos will agree that most Igbos still want Biafra. We have to always distinguish those two, because most people conflate the both, IPOB and Biafra. They don't mean the same things. No, they are two different things entirely.
There is always an idea, and there's always a movement.
Yes.
Behind an idea, and what IPOB has become to Biafra is the energizer of the desire to have Biafra.
Yeah.
That may not sit down well with the people of Biafra, who might think of incrementalism.
Yeah.
In fact, the movement of the enthusiasm behind Obi might be their own way of saying, look, we don't want to go the violent way.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll be fine in Nigeria if one of our sons becomes the president of Nigeria. That might be the reason why there is some enthusiasm around. It might be the political response to a movement that they feel is a little bit too hot in attracting heat more than the people can handle. And they might need to use this as a cooling period to determine. But that's why I said earlier that this might also be what will clear the eyes of the public.